Follow me to adventure!
Hello, hello, and welcome back to another episode of Adventure Quest. We are here talking to Restoring Do over here. Nice lady. And we've got a Warclaw run adventure to do. And I've done it before. I'm not highest on the because I haven't like grinded this yet, so I could do a lot better than this, I'm pretty sure. Now it's an interesting one actually. Warclaw runs so important to note. You should probably get all of your Warclaw masteries before doing this. So get your masteries; those are kind of important. And then, yeah, this is an interesting adventure because not only do you have to go through these bubbles as fast as you can, but you also have to. It's an obstacle course, and you also have to hit these targets also. So, and the best way I think to hit these targets is tab targeting. I think I have tab target to the closest thing, or I forget. Anyway, so you tab target to it so you could hit it. You could also, like, when they're coming up, click on them with your mouse if you think you could do that fast enough. It's kind of hard to click it with your mouse at the same time. So I like tab targeting. It doesn't always work because there's other enemies around, but I recommend it. See, tab targeting is sometimes the easiest thing to do. Now let's restart. Now hold on a second, why didn't this trigger? Another question is, does it trigger? It does trigger when you're not on your Warclaw. So that is something to think about as well. There might be instances where it's faster to get off your Warclaw and use another mount for a second or two and then get back on your Warclaw. But we'll get to that soon enough. I'm going to run through it once. Oops. I'm going to run through it once just to show you guys the whole course. And then we'll talk about strategy a little bit. And yeah, I think that'll be enough. Because I think this is a pretty straightforward one. So let's go. There's another Warclaw one in the other map. But that one... Oops. See, I targeted an enemy instead, which is unfortunate. So that's slow. But there's another Warclaw one in the other map, but that one doesn't have these targets to hit, so it's a lot more straightforward, and it's all about, like, just cutting corners and making sure that you're using your energy as effectively as possible. Because that's another thing about this. When you jump while in midair, you use a bar of endurance of your Warclaw, mount energy. Right? And that's fine and all, but jumping in midair, I believe, is a slower way of going forward than using your dash. So, if you're jumping midair and wasting all your energy that way, you're not going as fast as you could be, I believe. But here we go. That was pretty slow anyway. We're going. Meanwhile, I'm talking about not jumping in midair too often. And okay, good. There's got to be a faster way of getting up this hill. I'm doing it with the Warclaw slowly. I mean, that was just terrible. But like, let's see. You can get up this hill. Jump, jump, jump. That's not so slow. But what if you do that instead? Switch back to the Warclaw and did that. Maybe that's faster. Who knows? Anyway, that's the whole course. Not too complicated, but it is an obstacle course, and it looks like there's ways to cut down on a lot of time here. So my main issue with this one though is, okay, obviously I'm using my mount energy booster for it, and then I got all the masteries I need. But the question is, actually, are there any masteries that I don't have that could be good for this? Where's that Shadowcraft? Gain boons when interacting with beehives. Interesting. If you have an energy efficiency mastery trained, the boon durations are increased. Your mounts get a brief bond of vigor effect. If you have the rising spirits mastery trained, the duration is increased. Oh, so this thing might be good for like all of my mount things. Your Warclaw gains a speed boost when interacting with a beehive if you have a blazing... Ooh, I need this mastery, guys. I need this mastery. I need this mastery. I need this mastery. Amazing. Yes. Okay, so we've trained that. Now we're going to train this one. Before I grind this out, because if I get a speed boost and like other boons when I just go over a beehive, think about how fast I'll be going on this and the next one. Amazing. Okay. So yeah, the one problem with this adventure is this race, I believe, appears to be on like a 10-minute timer, kind of like the Wizard's Tower race. And it's really annoying because you have like 10 minutes of trying out your, grinding the thing, and then you have to wait 10 minutes for the race to be over to continue it again. So I don't like that. I think that's a little bit too fast of an event timer. But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I have to live with it. Okay. So I'm gonna go grind out this mastery and come back, and then I'm gonna grind out the adventure. And the next thing you see will be my best run. I think it's all about doing, just making sure that you have those targets down pat, and you're not expending too much energy jumping, and using it more to go forward. And then if I have a chance to, like for example, over here, when we start jumping off this cliff here, I'm gonna guess that it might be a little bit faster to, oh well, the cliff's over somewhere. Anyway, I think it might be a little bit faster to dive bomb with the Griffin than it is to fall with the Warclaw. So we'll see about that. Okay, I'm back one last time before I show the final run, and that's because I wanted to tell you about a few things I realized while doing this a few more times while grinding it. I can't show you my score as it is. It's going to be the one that I show at the end for sure, but it's pretty good. The race is going though, so I can't show it. So, things I learned that I need to correct myself about what I said previously. So I don't think switching mounts to go down or up things faster is necessarily the way to go. Because, and I'll show you why, when you shoot the thing, you go in combat, and when you're in for some reason you stay in combat a long time with that. So when you get to like one of the places I thought that it would be cool to switch mounts was over here at this cliff to like switch to a Griffin and dive bomb. But since you have to hit that thing, you're in combat. There's no way to switch. You're done for. You can't switch to... There's no way to do it. I think at the end there might be enough time to switch to a sky skill to go up that little cliff, but it's not that necessary, honestly. What was the other thing? Oh yeah. Well, I can't really go back. That mastery was very important. That mastery that when you get an empowered beehive, you get these boosts and stuff like that. Very important because... besides, I mean, speed is good, actually, but it's not... What's very important is at the beginning of the race, you do a certain thing. You only have 3 lances, right? So 1, 2, 3. Once you get rid of all 3 of them, it's on cooldown for like... I forget how long. 10 seconds or something like that? But the point is, when you go over an empowered beehive, they all come back, right? Now, if you're going fast enough in this thing... once you get to right around this point, like right around here, you will have run out of lances before you can get to this thing. So sometimes you have to wait. Now the way to get around that is, let's go back to the beginning. The way to get around that is doing this. So there's an empowered beehive right at the start. What you do is you start your adventure, and then, dash forward, throw your lance to the thing while running towards the first bubble, and then diverting off here and getting your lance back. That way, you have that extra lance where it gets tight there at that little center where there's 3 things in a row. So, basically, with that little start, you have enough lances for the rest of the thing, no matter how fast you go. Is that everything? Is that everything that I want to talk about? I guess there's one more thing. See if you could use it sometimes. It's hard to do, but if you press jump and dash at the same time, it's kind of like, dodge roll jump. It's kind of like that, but with a dash. And so sometimes it works really great, sometimes it's not amazing, but you could like dash and jump at the same time and it really boosts you pretty far. Oh, that was bad. Like that. See? That was pretty good, eh? So see, it's hard to pull off, but it's possible. And it is better than a normal dash. So I would recommend doing that. And finally, when you're dashing, it's good to run through these spark flies or other mobs because you don't lose speed when you're in combat, and more importantly, one of the masteries says you gain endurance when you do that. So that is all the things I could think of, and the next thing you'll see is my fastest time so far. It's pretty good, and that's it. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.